spiritual journey began when I was born. Came to the understanding that we are all in this together, in the knowing that we are all connected. And that came through my death. My death was caused by alcohol and drugs.
Being dead for 10 minutes and then returning.
It's like a
together.
lotus flower
In
gets
the
shut down
knowing.
in the murky mud, and it rises back up.
My energies are starting to flow and balance and be in harmony with everybody else's, and I'm like, this is what I came back for.
She was so enthusiastic for life after that.
They don't understand that I have this expression of God that is so intense and so needed, and I am the light that shines through me.
Nicole is an angel, mentor, teacher, guide, sage. She has the infinite wisdom and ability to touch and heal people's lives.
Nicole has brought a lot of joy to my life.
I consider her as an energy healer.
What I love is her authenticity.
I was completely healed. It was absolutely amazing.
I am so happy and I am so blessed that I have met Nicole.
The kindest, most passionate, loving person I have ever met.
She's a gift from God.
I took the gun. I was almost ready to shoot myself. She saved my life.
She saved my life.
Welcome to Remembering Connections on a Wednesday with Cindy and Nicole. I am Cindy.
And I'm Nicole.
And we just heard Nicole's story. If you are tuning in for the first time, or maybe you're seeing this on Radio St. George or on YouTube and you're not seeing it live or hearing it live, you know Nicole, energyhealingbydesign.com if you want to find out more about Nicole. But Nicole is a healer. She passed over, she came back, and she's here with us every single Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Honored and proud to call her my sister, really. So are you ready to talk about what happened this week, girl?
I am.
Okay, so this is what we normally kind of talk about, the energy that's going on in, in the world and all that. We probably will get to that for a moment, but we always then do a meditation. That's kind of something that we decided that we would do in the beginning of the show. And Nicole and I discussed this, and we decided that it would probably be better if we did it at the end of the show so that you could have all that energy that Nicole shares with you this hour kind of throughout the day and maybe for a few days to come, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us, Nicole, about your week, because you had a very, very busy week.
Yes, and first I want to thank all of the clients that I rescheduled to be able to jump on an airplane and go to New York City to assist a client that's suffering from coma and cancer. So.
Oh, man. Okay, and that was last week you did that?
Yeah, Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the morning, I jumped on an airplane to go assist a client that I had been seeing since Passover, which is the 31st, right? March 31st?
Yes.
Okay, so sometimes dates.
Right.
They all are going together right now.
Yeah.
So I had been working with him distantly, and he was in a coma, and they were ready to. They kind of wrote him off, I guess. I know there's probably more comforting, better words to say, but
they felt like there was no hope for him.
Yeah,
at that point, yeah.
So they gave me a call, and a friend had given me a call and asked if I would go assist and energetically distantly. Well, the gentleman came out of the coma that night, and as he came out of the coma, he told his uncle that he had been reborn again.
Wow.
And he started gaining consciousness, and the most amazing thing is as he was in that state of, because when you come out of a coma, you're just still in both worlds.
You wouldn't even know where you're at. Yeah.
And his mom said that he was talking to somebody. Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing is I talked to him all day, and mostly in the night, but all day long. Mm-hmm. And so as this happened,
on an energetic level, just so we explain that to people, because that's kind of confusing. So you weren't physically there yet.
No.
When you came out of the coma. So it was on an energetic level, which Nicole now that she can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we decided, it was on Sunday. He was balancing, but, I had got a call to go there, to go to New York City and see. And so I did.
Yeah.
And when I got there, he had just went home from the hospital. So the next morning I went to see him before I jumped back on the plane to come home.
Mm-hmm.
And he, right when I walked through the door, he knew who I was. He
Instantly.
And I prior to this, I never met him.
Right. On the physical level. Yeah.
And he's like, I want her.
Aww.
And I went over to him and I handed him my crystals because I really wanted him to feel the energy I've been sending him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I handed him, put him on the table, and then he took his hat off. And he's so weak, but he took his hat off.
Aww.
And I touched his, how I share with you guys to activate yourselves. I touched his, between his eyes and his heart space, and he went out just like that.
Wow.
Then I had to leave because when I do that, I get the shakes and it hits me pretty hard. So I went out and I grounded out the cancer and the information that he was storing in his cells. And I came back in and he was out and he's now recovering from
his disease,
mm-hmm.
which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And his family pretty happy about that.
I believe so. I've been so busy.
Yeah, you've been busy since, because we're going to talk about other things that you've done. But what will be really great, it'll be really great when he's stronger, yes. And the two of you can sit down and have a chat about what happened, because it'll be really interesting to hear his recall, because it sounds like he certainly had one when he was in the coma, mm-hmm. and you were working with him when he was in coma. I would really be interested to hear what he was, because completely he had to have been aware and conscious for him to, when he saw you, said, it's her. Like, yeah. He knew who you were.
And there was an observer that came with me, or someone that the one that called me, and she, she's
right.
She may share her story of it, and may not today. I don't know.
Right.
But.
No, that'll be very, very interesting. So right now we know that he's doing better.
Yes.
And that's a really good thing. Okay, so then you come back to St. George. It was like a very whirlwind trip for you.
Yes.
And then what else did you do this week, Nicole? Many things.
Yeah. I caught up with my clients to make sure that they I slept one day. Yeah. I needed that day. So that's
at least one day, yeah.
So much gratitude that they understood that that rescheduling them was needed.
Right.
Then I got the opportunity to go to a group of women. They're moms of Down syndrome children.
Oh, yeah.
And so I volunteered my time on Saturday, and there was 29 women, and I in the group, I think there's 13 or 14 that attended the event, the energy that I was doing. However, I got there and I was going to stay for about an hour and a half and just share the story and share some opportunities that they have other opportunities that they have to work with their children and opportunities to release the energies that are stuck within them. And Noreen came with me.
Uh-huh.
So Noreen's the mother of the children that I see that has the pecan.
Right.
How that helped out is,
which is a brain disorder, by the way. Right?
Yeah, and yes. it affects the brain almost the same in the same functions, or the similar functions.
Okay.
Physical. Sorry, I must be clearing somebody's crying. Somebody's crying. I can feel it.
Oh. We'll get to that. We're going to be opening the phone lines in a moment, but we just wanted to hear that. So you were helping the children and their moms on Saturday.
Yes, and it ended up being 8 hours.
You were going to stay for an hour and a half, and it ended up being 8 hours. That's hilarious.
It was so fun, though, because
when you're in spirit, right? There's no time in spirit. Yeah.
I think there was only one woman that understood a little bit about what I did, and I love her to death. And she said, all of them said I could share the story. But the lady that put it all together was really only putting it together and asking me to come because she had heard about energy work and she didn't really believe in it, and she wanted to see if it was true.
Oh, that's funny. And what did she decide?
That she was blown away, and she had an amazing experience for herself. Mm-hmm. And each one of the ladies did. There was only one lady there that actually, like I say, that was actually familiar with energy work, and she brought a trust in to open it up a little bit, because I could feel their doubt and their thoughts and everything coming at me, and so I did the best I could to open up, and the story about Darren and the Jessup 3 was really good, because then the other women became familiar.
Yeah.
And then,
well, if you're not used to energy work, and we've talked about it on our show too, it sounds far out there, and it sounds, but once you experience it, and I really think we can talk about it a lot, but you really have to experience it. And once you experience it, it's a whole nother level. You can never go back. I mean, it's a whole different ballgame, right?
Yeah, I believe it was interesting mostly because I walk in and they're all, I don't know why we're crying.
And you're like, I do exactly. Well, the thing is, so the mothers were a little skeptical. Again, first of all, you and I both are moms. You have children, you want the best for the children. You're like, wait, what's this? I want to protect my children, right? But I bet the children were like, hey, this is cool, right? I mean, they probably were like very open to it, I would imagine.
Yeah, the children weren't there this time.
Oh, they were not there. Oh, I thought they were. I saw pictures of children with their moms, so that's why I thought that the children were there. No, it was just the moms then.
It was
a whole nother thing.
My Monday.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna go for it. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll come back to those children, but
okay.
These moms found that they were clearing stuff that they were holding on to do with their children, but also to do with their childhood. So what I found in these 8 hours is that releasing a lot of this stuff is going to assist them in their marriages and with these kids.
Yeah.
And then one of the core emotions for all of the women was that if they had other children, was that they thought they were favoring, or they were worried about the other children because so much energy is spent on the child with a disability. Mm-hmm. So it made me understand that, or it gave me an opportunity to want to assist the women more than because I didn't quite get that before, but with assisting these women to have that time and to encourage them to take time alone so that they have the energy. So when they are with the children without the disability, that they have an energy exchange that child understands.
Awesome.
Because they do. They'll understand that more than the length of time that you spend with them.
I agree. It's just more quality.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Complete sense. And it's nice for them to have a group of other moms that are going through the same thing, and you don't feel like you're so alone. When you're in a place where you're caretaking and you're trying to be everything to, I think women in general, no offense guys, because guys do it too, but women in general, we're trying to be everything to everybody, and it can tear you apart. And then when you have a child with a disability, it's a whole different thing.
Yes, as I'm learning, I had my children. I had my own experiences with my children, so I have that. I see you.
Yes.
Like I see their struggle inside, and I think that gained a lot of trust because I'm not just giving them advice.
You're a mom too.
Yeah, and being there with them, and but I'm gonna really go on that comment. I'm not really being there with them because it's my teachings is very much so stay in joy, to be able to bring the joy to the situation.
Right.
But when I say there's a trusting of being there with them, does that make sense?
Yeah, it is.
Because I don't ever want to go back on my joyful show up. Show up joyfully.
Well, no, and what you were saying too
them.
about the energy, if somebody isn't used to it and they don't know what it is, it takes them a minute to say, what is going on here? Why am I crying? Because they were crying, why do I feel different? And then eventually, why am I happier? Like what just happened where I'm just sitting here and I'm listening to somebody talk to me and all of a sudden I'm happier? Because on a human level with a human brain, that does not compute, right? That doesn't make sense. So the spirit, is something that is human and not human and everywhere, right? So that's kind of what you help to teach and help to bring into people's lives. Is that right?
Yeah, and with this group of women, what I got to learn from their information from their children is most of their children, even though they can't communicate like other children, they're very still connected. Mm-hmm. So what I got to learn is that we have a perception of the five senses, that's all that the kids are allowed. That's all we're allowed to have, which spoke very loudly to me because that's untrue.
Yeah.
We are only practiced to use the five.
Mm-hmm.
So the other ones we have go dormant very young. Well, these children don't know because they don't communicate like we do. They don't know to let them go. So they're still very, very sensitive to the energy that's around them.
And open.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. So that was a great day for you. And that day didn't end.
No.
Because after you thought, okay, I'm going to go, Nicole texted me, all right, this is how long it took, and I'm going to go eat something now. I'm going to go rest. And then about, a half an hour later, you call me and say, guess what I'm going to go do?
Yeah.
Share that.
So when I get busy and check out, sometimes you miss me or you worry.
I can feel you. I worry about you. I worry about you. I just want to make sure that you're always okay. Because the thing is about Nicole, and I'm just going to say this because we've talked about the difference while I'm here with her, is because even though she has a body, she's really so much more spirit than body. And I know that we all are. But the ones who have been walking on this earth for longer and did not pass over and come back, we're still really more in our bodies than, Nicole is. And so for me, I'm always concerned that she's not resting her body enough, because you go, oh, wow, why do I feel like this? Because you've not been sleeping, right? Because you're still busy healing, which is an awesome thing. But we have to remind you about your body. So I'm the one that gets to remind you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Those sisters do.
Yeah.
So then you call me and you go, guess what I get to do? And tell everybody what you got to do that night then.
So one of my my client friends, sister's daughter, I love her to death, and her family, I've just grown very fond of them, texted me and said that her baby was he was breech, and
so she was in labor.
Okay. And I might be wrong on the hours, but she had already been like 10 hours or something. Oh. And so he wouldn't churn, and so I told her I'd come over and we would see how we could assist him. And in being able to be in this energy, I got to speak to him, and I go there and I just put my hands on on her belly, and I was letting the baby know he's safe. Mm-hmm. And his information is he didn't feel safe. So he wasn't wanting to turn. He was wanting to stay up by the mother's heart. Like, he wanted to stay close up to the heart where he felt comfortable, because when he would go down, it would feel heavy and feel the energy of the earth. And it's not, it's a suffering energy right now. Collectively, it's chaotic.
It really is chaotic. Yeah.
And this little baby could feel that. And so he's coming from this divine joy, this celebration of opportunity, because that's what the babies think, and then they feel that and they're like, that's not
what I signed up for.
What?
I did not sign up for this.
Yeah. And so I'm like, you weren't misinformed, you were just, you don't know what emotion is. And so I got to share this experience of kind of what I went through, because I did the same thing, but luckily I knew, I still
had a few things that you knew was going on, but you did this again energetically by just touching her stomach for the baby. You and the baby were communicating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she could feel it, and it was interesting because I said, he knows me. It was as clear as day. It says, I know you. She said the same thing though.
She heard him say that. Oh, is that great? Isn't that awesome?
And then the father was in there, and we did, and the other little boy and their daughter was. We were just in there creating a space for the baby to be
feel protected and loved.
And then I don't know how long I was there, but long enough to just bring in the energy and energize the tub and energize the place so that he would feel comfortable coming in. Mm-hmm. And I got a call an hour later, a text from the father an hour later saying that the placenta wouldn't come out. And they said, the text says, I need your help. The placenta won't come out. And I'm like, oh, sending in the angels. I'm pushing it out now. And he's like, oh my gosh, it worked. And then I got a picture of the baby just barely born. Aww. So it was the most beautiful experience that I could have.
So here you're helping somebody earlier in the week. We live in St. George, Utah, and you've got on a plane, went to New York, and you're assisting him with the disease and coming out of a coma. And then all of a sudden, here comes this new life in the earth. And it's interesting because I think we talked, we didn't get a chance because you were in New York healing. We played one of our best of shows, right? But last week, but the week before we talked about the children because we had somebody call up, because you assisted with their baby, and you talked about the children and the sensitivity that the kids that are coming in right now, the spirits that are coming in right now feel. And just what you just said, it's like they're all excited to be here, and then they go, wait a minute. What is up with this, right? Because the world, as we know, sometimes it's difficult, right?
Yes, and it's interesting because that was a child that was already had been here 16 months, and then as he decided that as he's doing better, his mom said he's sleeping 6 to 8 hours now. Mm-hmm. And so I got that information. Awesome. And then when this baby on Saturday was born, then I was able to realize or kind of feel their confusion or the conflict of the two worlds. And they're very drastic. Another amazing thing happened. And again, we don't share names or anything because we don't.
Yeah, protecting them.
Yeah. And if you choose to share it, you can. But if not, well, then next, there was this gentleman standing by me that had crossed over, and I didn't know who he was. Mm-hmm. There's this gentleman that was just spirit next to me.
Yes.
And I don't know who he is, and I don't understand why he's there. But I don't really ask because I'm focused on the baby.
Right.
I go home, and I get the text, and then I assist energetically with the baby being born. Mm-hmm. So I'm really exciting.
Right.
And then
it's so exciting.
Then I'm really tired. So I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Sunday morning I woke up and one of my clients said her father's crossing over. He's getting ready to cross over and if I would assist in some messages. And so I did.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to clear his purple chakra with your permission. She said yes. And then 30 minutes later she said he had crossed over. Mm-hmm. And when he crossed over, I was able to see him in my room. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, that was the guy that was there last night. So I asked him. Yeah. He says, why did you show up? You weren't, it's not crossed over yet. It was really interesting to me. Well, he was scared to go to the other side because
just like the baby was scared to come here.
Because he's like, I can't imagine it being worse. I'm like, it's not worse.
Oh,
it's not. The light is beautiful. Wow. So there's this belt of confusion in and out of this world. It was pretty, eye-opening for me.
Well, and I think, it's not only confusion, but fear.
Yeah.
And it's always the fear of the unknown. Because, we know as, just living our lives, if we're going to start new jobs or if we're going to get into a new relationship, there's that, I don't know what I'm doing. There's an excitement in the not knowing, but at the same time, there can be terror sometimes depending on what you want to do. So even coming and going, if you will, in this earth, it's the same kind of thing. Yep. You had a busy week, my friend. Busy. If you want to know more about Nicole, it's energyhealingbydesign.com. Radio St. George, you're listening this morning, 100.3 FM, and on Facebook at Radio St. George, and I think we're hanging out on Nicole's Facebook as well. We want to invite you to call at 435-879-4100. Go ahead and give us a call right now, 435-879-4100 if you'd like to share your story, if Nicole's worked on you, we're sharing this morning, or if you have a question, please give us a call, 435-879-4100. You can also, anytime, go to Nicole's website page at energyhealingbydesign.com. That is energyhealingbydesign.com, and you can find out more about Nicole and even get a personal healing with her. As you can tell by the stories that she's told us this morning, that yes, you can be in the physical room with her, but you don't have to be. Maybe if you could just touch on that just a little bit for somebody that's listening, that's saying, okay, that it's really cool that she says she can do that, but how can she do that? We'll get to that in a second because we do have a phone call. So let's get our phone calls on the air this morning. Hi, welcome to Remembering Connections with Cindy and Nicole. Would you like to talk to Nicole this morning? Are you with us? Hello? Okay. This is interesting. Okay, for some reason. Why is that? Oh, good, we have somebody coming in. It's still ringing, but I've hit it. Sean, this is Sean Donovan, ladies and gentlemen, who we love. There we go. Is it there now? Okay. Oh, now it's working, though. It was unplugged. Okay, please call back. We're sorry about that little technical difficulty. Thank you, Sean, for stepping in. 435-879-4100 is the number to call. There we go. Okay. 435-879-4100. Okay, so again, until the person calls back, and they're already doing it. Because I do want to hear the answer to this in a minute, Nicole, for people who are wondering about it. Okay. Hi, you're on the air with Cindy and Nicole. Would you like to talk to Nicole?
Hello.
Hello. Would you like to talk to Nicole?
Yes.
Thank you. Go for it.
It's Gail and Jan.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Oh, we're good.
Good.
We need you to be just a little bit closer to the phone if you could, because we're having a little. I've got you your volume up as high as it can go, and we're having a little hard time hearing you.
Okay.
Hi.
Is this better?
A little bit better.
It's Jan and Gail.
Hello, hello.
We're here in St. George. We're sisters. And we just spent time with Nicole yesterday. We both traveled to get here, and it was our third session.
It was your third chance to be with Nicole, did you say?
Might have to get off a speakerphone.
Yeah, I think it's the speakerphone that's kind of messing it up, guys.
Okay.
Okay, you separated us.
Oh,
sorry.
You're not really separated.
Is that better?
That's better, yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. How much do I need to repeat? Are we okay?
No, we heard you. We just didn't hear. Now we're hearing you better. So you had 3 chances to be with Nicole, and you were with Nicole yesterday.
Yes, we just spent time with her yesterday. It was totally amazing. Every session has been different and unique. I cannot say enough good things about Nicole. I have been suffering with a physical illness for 34 years.
Oh, wow.
Been to many practitioners. I believe in natural healing methods very strongly. But this is the first time I feel like I'm going to be well and whole, and I'm finding real healing. So that means a great deal to me.
That is awesome. Wow. That's a big thing. I mean, 34 years, and now you finally feel like you have hope?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's great.
With beautiful, lovely, loving Nicole. I just can't say enough good things about her.
Yeah.
She's amazing. If anyone's hesitating or wondering if this is a place to find help and healing on all levels, they should never hesitate for a second.
You know, I want to ask you this then, for people who are listening, saying, okay, they've never done energy work before, and it may scare them because it may not be in their religious beliefs, or it may just be something that they've heard about, and maybe even they have been to somebody that didn't help them and said that they did that stuff. What can you explain that what the energy is like with Nicole?
Well, I guess the main thing, it's just so pure. I'm not brand new to all of this, so maybe that was a difference for me. But you cannot be in her presence and not feel it. It's impossible. It's just it's so pure, and you can feel it the minute you meet her.
Yeah, I agree. Pure, loving, and unjudgmental, huh?
Oh, totally, totally.
Yeah.
And she makes you feel very validated. She very much makes it clear that you are an important part of the process. This is not just Nicole. This is Nicole teaming up with you and your energy.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Another amazing thing about this family is that I've seen the 3 sisters. However, their brothers have also been, and one other sister, have been influenced, plus a daughter and a grandchild, and that we know of, that they've shared experiences of feeling the energy or opening up different aspects of their life. And as we were talking yesterday, I'm going to share that their brother had texted the sisters saying that, talking about the sun, some things that were happening in the sun, and like simultaneously, I'm like, oh, she asked something about him, and I'm like, I don't know, I think it reflects from the sun.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm telling you, our room lit up like crazy because we're like, holy cow, that really just happened.
That's funny.
And this brother hasn't met me.
Yeah. Yet.
So, yet.
Yeah. Did your sister want to say something too?
Yes, I'm going to turn. She's saying no, but I'm going to make her talk.
Okay. That's what sisters do.
I'm glad she brought in the family type of energy, because this is not just about physical healing. This is about energy healing in families and multi-generational issues that people may have been struggling with back in families. So I'm going to turn this over to Gail.
Okay. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
Are you ready for it? You want to talk a little bit about Nicole?
Oh, well, Jan pretty much already said it all, of course. But I just love Nicole. You just enter her room and you feel the unconditional, pure love, and you just can't say enough. This is the third time coming. coming again.
Oh,
we
good.
brought our other sister. I come from California, Jan's from Idaho. We have a sister from Washington and our brother in Colorado. And we're all going to be here hopefully next month together with
Like
Nicole.
a family reunion with Nicole.
Yeah, we
it.
really we really have some family healing to do. She's helping us with that.
Awesome.
And one thing that I want to say is that I think a lot of times, I mean, maybe people think of Nicole as going to her for physical illnesses, and we need to remember that sometimes we need to heal emotionally and spiritually.
You're breaking up just a little bit, so we just heard that not just physically, but we need to heal emotionally and spiritually, and that sometimes is a bigger deal, and probably sometimes the reason why we have some physical ailments. You there? Did we lose you guys? I think we lost them. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, thank you for your phone call. But, this is a testament to you. Not only are they saying you're assisting them, they're traveling to see you. I mean, when you live in Idaho and California, and then they have a brother, what do they say, in Colorado, and someone in Washington or something, when you've got the whole family coming, there's a reason.
Yes.
Right?
And I love this because when I'm in the state with you guys, I don't always remember everything. And so to have other people share their experience of what happened is brings it to reality here.
879-4100, area code 435. We have somebody else calling on the phone. Hi, you are live with Nicole. Would you like to speak with her today?
I would love to do that.
Awesome.
My name is Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Hi. I am actually sitting in my car because I don't have a radio in my house where I can pick this up.
But that's a safe place to sit. You go ahead and ask Nicole anything you'd like.
All right. So, Nicole, I am very familiar with energy work, and I do have healing gifts and work with people. But one of the things for me is I am 74, and I was got an autoimmune disorder when I was in my 20s, and all throughout all those many years, working with doctors and whatever, they had all kinds of ideas of what it was. But my desire now is to have more energy to help more people, and I'm ever so much healthy, more healthy than I've ever been, because I do work on myself all the time. But I feel like I really want a big boost now because I'm just feeling so much pain out there, so many people struggling, and I am able to help, but on my own, I got to have more energy right now.
I love that you're asking this right now because I get quite a few beautiful healers like you that come to me. Words cannot express the frequency that I'm going to send you. My words can't. So I will assist you in clearing, and I've traveled all over the world as people, their expression of me is that I am like, I do this quick clearing, like a reset. And I want to do that for you today so that you can assist those, excuse me, I'm already
clearing.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
So you probably feel it. So I'm going to assist you with this this frequency I brought back from the light, just to do this for you workers, so that you don't have a frequency or energy or vibration that matches anybody else's stuff anymore. If you don't have that, it can't stick to you. And this is a little bit of process because it's like an onion with you. You've seen quite a bit of people. So if you agree, then I'll go ahead and share an energy with you and see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Are you already feeling the energy within inside of your solar plexus?
Yeah, I am. I'm feeling sort of a tingling in my body.
Yeah. That's what we're going to expand on. So as this is happening with me, bring down the white light from above. Above can be creator, source, God, higher self, whatever that looks like. As this mist is moving down through your crown chakra, which those who don't know chakras, you have energy fields and cycles in your body, and we were moving the energy through those. So this lovely lady, Pat, can assist more people in teaching them just this. So as this is moving down through your crown and down through your body, Pat, we're just going to absorb every bit of it. Remember, this is your intelligence. I'm a bridge to you. I'm a bridge to what is yours. I don't influence at all except for bridge what is best for you. I mirror the white light where I died. Then I get to hold a pure, clear space for you to remember. As this is happening, you're going to feel an engulf of a white light. Do you feel that?
Yes.
So this sensation is going to keep you, keep your energy so positive, nothing can move into it. So if anything negative is moving in or is not something that doesn't serve your higher purpose, it's going to literally spin out. This is going to spin out, but you get to do the most amazing thing, and whatever you choose in your head or out loud, you bless this energy. So this is literally sending a healing blessing out of your energy. So it comes at you, circles you, and sends it back to that person with love.
How does that feel, Pat?
Yeah, that's nice. It feels very peaceful and warm.
You, my lady, have a beautiful energy. I'm like, whoa, I have to come back. Give me 1 minute.
No, I think that's great, because I think the thing is, somebody who's listening, Pat, if you allow me to say this, some people don't understand the energy. Yeah, clearly you are one who does. And if they're listening going, well, here's this lady that called up. She's in her car and Nicole's talking to her. You know what I mean? Can you explain that to somebody who's listening that has like no idea what the energy is like and like, can you help them make sense? Because I'm sure as a healer, you have to do that daily anyway, right?
Well, yeah, just by explanation, I started learning energy work back in the 80s, and people just weren't open, or I wasn't ready, or a combination of all of it. I don't know. But then a few years ago, I trained as an addictions counselor and did that for years and years, but they didn't really want me to use any of those tools, that I
modalities
to use. Yeah, modalities. Yeah. But then a couple years ago, just very strongly, I knew spiritually I needed to do this. Mm-hmm. And so what happens for me is I teach people to be open to the idea, because everybody's using energy for everything all the time, and they don't think about it.
Right. So you kind of explain that to people that come in and go, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much judgment about this sort of energy, and yet they don't think twice about dialing a number into the phone and getting somebody on the other side of the world, right? I mean, it's just what people do.
It's true.
So for me, I don't know it's very difficult to explain.
It's an experience. So for you, it's an experience, and for you sitting in your car, and you felt what Nicole just did for you?
Yes.
Or with you?
Yeah, because I just went into that place right at the beginning of intent and openness, and opening up my heart to receive anything that she felt inspired and could see and feel. And I could just feel it in my body, because that happens when I work with other people. Mm-hmm. But it was me just kind of relaxing and having judgment out of the picture and being receptive, because we're beings of light. We all are.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Nicole wanted to say something.
So I'm just going to invite you to now, outside of your heart space and your solar plexus, which is underneath your ribs, put your hands in front of you. And I'm going to share an energy, so you're there palm to palm right in front of you. This energy...
Hey, hang on. I'm going to set this phone down so I can do that. Okay.
Pat, I love you already, I have to say. You're adorable. You set that phone down, girl. Let Nicole help you.
I am doing it.
Okay. So I invite you to now just feel a little bit of warm breeze I'm sending you. It's a frequency, but it should feel warm, and it's going to move through your heart. You feel that?
Yes.
Okay, now bring that into your hands. And your map of intent for this energy is to clear you. This is only for you. So you put a color to it, and you put a remembrance to it, so that you put your hands there, and you are going to be able then to place your fingers on your heart and your third eye, and clear yourself after you see clients. And that will really assist you, because we need you, Pat.
That's a big deal, to clear yourself from that. Yeah, that's a really big deal. How does that feel, Pat?
Oh, I mean, this is like violet light for me.
Oh, what a great color.
Yeah, my third eye has been opening up a whole lot more lately.
Yay.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're good? Are we good? And will you call us back in a week or two and find out what you're doing and how you're doing?
Oh, absolutely. You bet. And I had a question.
Oh, yeah.
So I went on the website, and I guess, Nicole, are you doing a group gathering or something? I mean, I don't have children with disabilities, but isn't there some sort of a group?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do a group tonight, actually. It is for adults to come and share your experiences and share. It's an energy exchange, so that we. I tell a little bit of my story, but it's mostly for you and for us to come together as a community. And it's tonight at 7, and it's at my office.
And
okay.
Can you find out where your office is on energyhealingbydesign.com?
Yes, and I'm in a different space, so I don't even remember.
Okay.
I don't even remember my address.
Look at energyhealingbydesign.com. Yeah, when you go to this place, you're not back in the human body, so I'll help. Okay. And I really need to have that address probably in front of me. I'll get to that next week. Energyhealingbydesign.com. And if you look at that, Pat, or anybody listening that would like to be there tonight at 7:00, you'll find the address there. But Pat, you're adorable. God bless you, and thanks for calling this morning.
Yes.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad I could get through to everybody.
Thank you.
Blessings to all of us.
Blessings. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Pat, what a cutie. All right. So that was Pat. Maybe we have another, if someone wants to call, we probably have a little more time for somebody else. 435-879-4100. We are live right now, but if you're watching, later on, you know what? We're still going to share the energy with you. Doesn't that work that way, Nicole? Even if somebody's watching this like hours later, it's still what we did here today, what you in particularly did today, still kind of shares with everybody as they're hearing it and feeling it as they're watching, right?
Yeah, the energy knows no time or distance, so it will show up when you intently think of it. And that is how energy works.
Yeah.
The time here in this realm or in this world or whatever you call it. Yeah. Time only exists here. It doesn't exist.
Space.
Yeah.
435-879-4100, the number to call. I think we were talking, I'm trying to remember the conversation that we had before the phone calls because they were such great phone calls. Thank you so much. But I think I was talking about the fact of how you can heal if you're sitting here in the studio with me and somebody calls you like Pat did from her car. How does that work for somebody who maybe doesn't understand that? Could you kind of address that?
How it works is unknown to me. What I do know is that the clients that I've had, they have witnessed and shared with me that they can feel my energy. So before I knew that the distance was really possible, because I'm still learning too, even though in a different world or a different the spirit world or whatever, I can see it working. I didn't know how it worked here.
Yeah.
So what I
like
do,
the specifics of it or whatever, right?
Yeah. So I was mostly doing just personal sessions, and then I got called a couple times to do distant ones, not really understanding what that was, but I just showed up and did it. And the feedback was that people could feel me in their room. One was India. other one was 4 hours away from me. and
in India?
Yeah.
Okay. Different time zone there.
Taiwan, now Guadalajara, several places in Peru. Mm-hmm. So I asked them through translation what that feels like. And they always will say that it feels like I move through either their hands, or they could feel the breeze move through them, and then the person that they are giving the blessing to, or they're assisting a healing on, or they can feel it. So when I come to that understanding that I could do things distantly, I started then assisting clients over the phone. Yes. And I realized that they started sharing the same thing that was happening. So there was
no different. The reactions from the people that you were working on, no different from when they were physically with you as opposed to being on the phone with you.
Yes.
Or distance. Seriously, you can't explain that in a physical world. That is an energy, spirit, love thing. And that's the thing I can just say personally with Nicole, for me, I think that Gail, and I can't remember her sister's name. I'm so sorry. Jan. We're talking about the fact that the purity, and it really is this, unjudgmental love. It's just you walk in with it. It's not something that blasts you. It is always, and you're so respectful. You never walk into anybody's field, or you never do anything without asking them. They have to ask you. And that's kind of how, when you read all the good books, they talk about the angels too. You have to ask the angels to assist you because they're there to help you, but they can't do that unless we ask them. So it's the same thing with you. We have to say, Nicole, could you assist us with this, or whatever it is, which is when you're calling up and why she's saying, can I do this for you? You have to say something because that's part of it, right?
So the map of intent for any energy is that it has to have a direct connection or communication. And there's if you even look at the energies, there's a respect always, or you get shocked, right?
Right.
Well, think of these energies coming in. They're going. It's not, you don't get shocked, but you get a. They're not going to respond until you have a permission to enter two energies.
Oh, okay.
And that's through your voice saying yes.
That makes sense.
Through your surrendering to your higher self. Mm-hmm. Then it flows through easily. It's not that I can't send a blessing, but until that person connects and says yes, then they won't receive it anyway.
We hear about the higher self all the time, which is, like the higher part of us that knew what we came here to do and all of that. So because of what happened to you, and how you can't, is it okay that I say you came back different than a lot of us are? And I mean that with the best, do you have a higher self too? Or are you just always in your higher self?
I trust I've merged pretty good.
Yeah. I would think so, but I'm just asking again for anybody that, we hear a lot of verbiage and around, the new age and there's so many verbiage and, words that are placed on for these things. And you don't use a lot of that verbiage. You just come in with your beautiful energy. But I was just wondering, because we always say if we can get to that place with our higher self and we have our knowing, but you seem to just walk in knowing, which is pretty darn cool, right? Is that fair to say?
Well, I'm like a child, and I realized that I learned to heal myself and move not only into being able to walk and talk in, but being able to be in the world and be okay.
Okay.
I realized I had a choice to either keep hiding from what people thought of me, or choose to step in, and because I hear everything that people say, I'm really sensitive. So I had a choice right then. What do I get to do? So when you think, is it easy to be here for me? No, it's not. But am I vulnerable? No, I'm not, because I choose not to let you affect me.
Yeah.
And I realized that your reflection, someone's reflection of rejecting the energy or their higher self isn't rejecting me.
No. It's their stuff.
And I had to realize that. But when I came to that harmony and that understanding, I got to more explore why I'm here. And I got, someone just connected to me big blast. What was your question? And I'll answer.
Oh no, I was just now I forgot too, because I'm like, let me just say this.
Well, it's something just
if you're around Nicole, you can feel stuff. there's somebody like standing
That's
here,
yes.
and they've been here for a really long time. I keep looking over, going, "Who is this?" And the thing is, you can't even explain it. You just got to go. You just roll with it.
Oh,
right.
So you asked about. Thank you. You asked about my higher self. So I feel I've been told, and when I was in discovery of who I am, what am I here for? Please help me. I got opportunities to go different places, to Taiwan, to all these different places, and I found out that I did come back with more of my higher self.
Okay.
And then some people call them walk-ins.
Yeah.
But as far as
that's a whole nother show, girl.
That's why it's funny you said that. They're like, you need to bring this to the attention. Because here it goes.
And I think that's why, because you hear all these different verbiages, and if you read books, and this author has this verbiage, and it's confusing after a while. But what isn't confusing, and again, I'm saying from my personal experience, knowing Nicole as I do, sitting here with her weekly, and watching what she does for other people, with complete love. And that's all you feel when you're around you. And I know that everyone says that too. You're just like, I don't know what to say. Well, that's just because something that you've said, that we're all that. Mm-hmm. All of us are that. Mm-hmm. And what you, I think, do incredibly well when we're with you, when we're on the phone with you, whatever, is you help us to remember that. And once we all have that, there wouldn't be all this chaos going on, right? Exactly. Wouldn't it be nice?
In this conversation, the chaos, all this stuff is interesting because my teachings were when I came back and I was learning and I heard the first person talk about a walk-in.
Yeah.
And then I heard the perception of some people saying what they thought of it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't understand what this is. And then I was scared to talk about it.
Yeah.
This is the chaos.
Because there are people who have very negative, and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of verbiage about a lot of things in the world, including what you do. And some of it's positive, some of it's negative, and you just don't know. And you're trying to protect yourself and the people that you love, and you don't know which way to go. That's why I wanted to bring that up, because I really think I think that when people are listening to this, they're like, okay, well, she sounds really nice, but you really wonder.
Well, the pause between me coming back and getting the information that was correct for me.
Yeah.
And remember, this is for me. You can shelf it, keep it,
right.
Wait for later. It might not be time for you, but you're listening for a reason.
Yeah.
It took me, I don't read books because I trust in spirit, and when I do read books, I think they're rewritten and influenced, and I don't, and I don't choose to do that.
Right.
So what I do is I go find it somewhere else, and it took me. They call them bodhisattvas. They call it these people that I went to seeking of who I am. They all said the same walk-in thing. It took 25 of them people to say the same thing that don't know each other before I even trusted to go, okay, I need to ask what this is.
So you're right with us on this. You're investigating. You're trying to figure out. We're going to have to say goodbye soon, but before we do, we really want to do a meditation. We've got like about 3 minutes. Okay. Can we do one in 3 minutes? And basically, Nicole and I were talking about this at the beginning of the show. Just wanted to do a meditation more at the end to kind of hold this energy and this knowing. And like she said, if you're not ready for it, you might be later, right? Okay. Whenever you're ready, friend.
So we're going to go ahead and allow, if you're ready to, and ground yourself to the earth. Open up your space above your head. Bring down the white light. It's like a mist of white light. Today, available to us is this. It's a violet purple. And as this is moving through the top of your head, you're going to feel it like an ocean tide. It looks like it's coming for us to wash away the old and put in the new, because it's really important in this world today, right now, especially, to get rid of the stuff that doesn't serve us anymore. And you're going to feel this purple violet move down into the ground and up like a tidal wave is coming, a brilliant royal purple. I don't know if she's listening, but this is encouraged or inspired by Paula. It was some stuff I was doing yesterday, and it's a light that her mom is sharing with us. Woo, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Her mom's sharing with us today because she's been really close to me.
Okay.
Sorry. So anyways, she's assisting in this flow, and she's inspiring this bright royal purple for us. And we're going to expand that from our heart. We're going to move it all the way around us. And then we're going to bring down a white pearl light from above, and we're going to just move that around. This is going to put you in a really learning space. That's what it sounds like, a space of openness and change. And
still protection.
And protection, yeah.
That's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we hold that for the rest of the day, Nicole? Can you tell us?
I wish I could. I'm going to say breathe. Every time that your breath or your mind floats away, breathe back in this purple and
the white.
And the white and just
so pearl like that kind of opalescent kind of the pearl thing that what it looks like. That's nice.
Yeah. That's
really nice. Okay, so it's spring. We talked about that before. Cleaning, spring, doing a little spring cleaning with maybe things that don't suit us anymore inside us.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Out with the stuff that doesn't serve you, and in with the royal purple.
Oh, so are you saying that we're all royalty? Right? We're all royalty. Our spirits are all royal.
We are all equal. Outside of here, we all have a different frequency, but it's all needed, and it's all very loved and very important. I'm sorry,
No, it's okay. I know you're that. So the bottom line is she's saying we all need to show up, and you're helping us show up. And we're going to have to say goodbye. We want to thank all the callers today, everyone who was listening. We love Radio St. George 100.3. Love Sean Denovan, who is the professor at the Broadcasting Center at Dixie State University, for allowing us to be here every week. And as you can see, he's such a tech guy. He knows everything. Thank you, Sean. You're the best. He's like a brother to me, too. Love him. And again, thanks for all the Facebook people and the YouTube people in there, Sean. So wave goodbye, Sean, as we're going to be saying goodbye. See, there we go. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, we could never even be on the air without this man. But thank you very much. We'll be back Wednesday with Remembering Connections with Cindy and Nicole. Thank you very much. And the phone caller who's calling, please call back next Wednesday. We will be here bright and early at 11 o'clock. Have a good one.